Howdy Space Cats, it's me, Jules, making something a little different this time. And this is an extra video series that I'm gonna slide in. So shh, don't tell anyone! I'm going to make a picture book. Normally, you'd expect me to be making videos on drawing, planning and publishing every Friday, right? Well, yes, that is still happening, but I'm also starting a new picture book project, so I thought I'd take you along for the ride. It's not going to be every week, but I will be shooting footage of every stage of the process. So if you're living in the future, then you will need to make sure you watch all the episodes in the right order. And if you're living in the past, then you're just going to have to wait until I've finished making them all. Does that make sense? So I'm going to bring you up to speed on where I am currently. Not with currants or sultanas though. Starting the journey of making a picture book is a bit like having a sprinkle of fairy dust. At least it is for me. I've described it previously as like having a bumblebee, a friendly bumblebee, buzzing around you trying to get in. Or maybe it's a bit like having Alka-Seltzer in the air. Or that space dust stuff I used to eat as a kid. Does anyone remember that? And that is sometimes the difficult thing, is to come up with the idea. Or maybe you've got a fantastic plot, but you can't think of a character to put in it. Or sometimes the other way around. Well, I have made a video that will be really useful to help you get over these problems. For the story that I'm just starting, it will be a sequel to the first book that I ever published, called Vincent and the Vampires. The theme for this first book was feeling a bit different from those people around you and how you can overcome it. If you feel like you've been born into the wrong family or that you work with people who just don't get you, then you'll know what this feels like. Poor old Vincent. He's a vegetarian vampire bat who hates the sight of blood. He really just enjoys eating blackberries. Spoiler alert! In the story, in the end, he finds his tribe and all is well, and it has a very satisfying end. This book was first published in 2012, that's nearly 9.5 years ago. Feels like ages. But I always felt there was more mileage to get out of his character. There were things that we needed to find out about him that we haven't yet discovered. That gave me an idea to give him another character to engage with, someone else who maybe had a bit of a struggle of their own. One day I drew this character, and like in a winning game of Tetris, everything started to fall into place. I sat for quite a long time trying to figure out how she and Vincent would meet, under what circumstances, and what journey they would go on together. All of this is what is known as a story shape. In the links below, you'll find a helpful guide in which I have given you a story shape PDF that you can print off and use, and it goes into loads more detail. So now I have a rough idea as to what is going to happen. Thought I'd see what it looks like as a picture book. Picture books traditionally have 32 pages. That's around 24 or 25 pages of unfolding story. Once you've allowed for the title pages, copyright pages, end pages, dedications and any other little bits that you want to add. After some consideration and a bit of thumbnail drawing, I came to the conclusion that a picture book was just too short. I was not going to be able to tell this story within that 32-page confine. So I instead started to write just the text for the story. Turns out it's quite a bit longer than 32 pages. Once I'd written my first draft, I started to break it into little chunks of text that were page-sized. For each section, I needed to envisage what would be on each page in terms of the image. So I made lots of thumbnail boxes and started to plan out what it would look like if I just told the story without counting any pages. I still really want to make it full colour and image central, but I didn't want the reader to feel like the story was really rushed. At this point, I really need to start considering costs. The more full colour pages I have, the more expensive it's going to be. And equally, the bigger size page I have, the more expensive it's going to be. It's not something that I'm necessarily going to let dictate what I do, but I do need to consider it. There are a few choices to think about here. It could be full colour, like in Dog Star, or it could be two colour, like in Oliver and the Seawigs, or it could be black and white. Well, it's not going to be the latter, so I can rule that out for now. At the moment, I'm just mulling these things over. So that's where I am at currently. Next up, I'll be making a dummy book. This is the first in a series of making a picture book. If children's books are your thing, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, ding the bell next to it for all of my uploads on this video series. If you found the video helpful and you think it's going to help you reach your goal, then give me a big old thumbs up. It helps put the video in front of other people. And if you're interested in the course that I run on making picture books, then I'll link that in the description box below. Go along, have a look at the free preview. It tells you things about how to make the key decisions, how to make layouts, how to make a dummy book, how to start illustrations if you want to do illustrations for your book, but also things like the tech side and how you can register your book when you've completed it. It's all down there, go and have a look. Next time we'll be looking at how to make a dummy book, so make sure you hop on the Marriner book bus because we're leaving Sleepy Town for Dummy Book City. I'll see you next time. Nanu nanu!